Wow, I'm on TV. I look at me on TV, honey. It's lagging on TV. Like I'm going to wave at the camera right now, pointing at it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7-second lag, it looks like. That's funny. Ooh, Got a couple people coming in the room. Meant to be RV. I know you're working. You're probably work watching. Thank you for showing up at all. Appreciate it. Let's see. B&D Crafts and More. Thank you for coming. I'm very appreciative of you coming. I'm going to try and bring this up on my phone so I can follow along on the chat. Well, it's just closer for me. Lorrie's Way, welcome. I'm glad you're here, especially. I'm very happy you're here. RV Ashes in April. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming, Margie. Happy Place Camping. Glad you are here. Just going to kind of hang out here for a few minutes and see how everybody's doing. Fordman, aka Kenneth Oakes. Hi, Ken. How are you, dear? I'm glad you're here. Oh, good. I think everybody's going to love Lorrie. I've watched her for a long time, and she's a really inspirational lady. Much takes a lot of guts to go out by yourself. I believe. I mean, I know a lot of people do it. I just think, man or woman, I think it takes a lot of courage to kind of leave your life behind, get in a vehicle and drive away into the unknown. Scott Jacobson Appreciation. Hello, Scott. Thank you for showing up. Very happy you're here. It's I've moved my office back into the house, but I'm sharing it with my dining room. And so there's just some shifting going on around here. And I needed to have this in the house. After my surgery, it's been a little more difficult than I had really anticipated, kind of getting in and out of the garage. So anyways, boo, boo, boo. Ava Potterfield, I think you're new here. Thank you for showing up. I'm glad you're here. Welcome. Meant to be Scott. Okay, go. So yeah, just getting used to having it here where I can just pop over and work and sit here, and I'm on our big screen TV in the living room, and it's freaking me out a little bit, I have to say. It's weird. Very weird. I don't know that I'll ever get used to that particular thing. And make sure. Johnny's Journey, thank you for coming. Glad you are here. I really enjoy watching your, want to make sure it's the right John, yes. I really enjoy watching your van build stuff. Initially, I thought that's what I wanted to do, that or a schoolie. And, we didn't have to get one of the big vans. I knew we didn't have the money to do that. And so we were looking at schoolies as the alternative. They both seem very, I know this is going to sound weird. I know it, so don't hold it against me, but they seem like they're very romantic. There's a romanticism about building out a schoolie or van, especially a schoolie. I've just seen, and vans are just beautiful. I follow a couple people, one couple in particular, Eamon and Beck, and their vans are just fabulous. They're like little teeny tiny, beautiful high-end apartments. So yeah, let me see who's coming in. Camping Therapy, thank you for coming. I'm glad you're here. Thrifty Angela, thank you very much. And remember the thumbs up, it's very helpful if you can do that right off the bat. I've only had one thumbs down. It doesn't bother me. I realize I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and everybody ain't my cup of tea. I don't know that I've ever given a thumbs down. I'll be honest with you. I've never given a thumbs down to anybody, because even if I don't necessarily like what they're talking about or whatever, either I don't give them the thumbs, or I give them the thumbs because it takes a lot to get up here and do this, one form or another. Either just getting up here and doing it, or figuring out what to do once you sit down here. Going Green Mom, thank you so much. And you're another person I'm really enjoying your videos. It's an interesting topic to me. So yeah, glad you're here. Tracy Carroll, thank you. And I think this is the first time, maybe a second time, but I'm thinking first time. Thank you very much for coming. I need to check out. Okay, I do have a few moderators here. Thank you. You know, I have to look at my phone for this. This drives me crazy. Actually, I'm going to take my phone off of my tripod because it's much easier to hold it and less distracting. Box Van D, hello. Thank you for coming. Thomas Schmidt, Homestead Projects. Thank you for showing up. Roy and Becky's Travels. Thank you. I'm pretty sure it's probably Roy. Please tell Becky she's in my prayers. I have family members who have different issues with breathing. And I have years ago rushed my mother to the hospital when my dad was working in Hawaii, building houses. I rushed her to the hospital at midnight. And between her breathing and her heart, you know, the whole time we're driving from my house, our house, which is the same one I live in now, to the hospital that used to be the only hospital, was about a 15-minute drive at midnight, going about 90. And she's telling me the whole time, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. Tell your sisters I love them. And so I've been in a position of having to deal with those kind of emotions, and it's not easy. So I, you know, 100% compassion for you and for Becky. All right. Little Bit Crazy 84. Thank you. Now, is this the same Little Bit Crazy? Because I don't remember there used to be an 84 attached to it, unless I just didn't see something. Okay, we've got 25 in the house. I think I'll go ahead and put the phone down. Try not to miss anybody. I just want to welcome everybody and thank you so much for showing up. I appreciate it more than I have words for. And also what I have less words for is that we now have 516 subscribers. And as anybody who's doing this knows, I'm working my rear end off for that. And I love it. It's in my wheelhouse. It is in my wheelhouse, all I can say. I'm finding people outside of this kind of initial cocoon of wonderful RV and van life people and some cooking people. I'm finding some people outside of that, and that's really nice. Kim in Ohio is one of them. Hello, Kim in Ohio. Thank you for coming. I'm really happy you're here. I was just talking about meeting some people outside of my initial cocoon of RV and van lifers, and you're one of those people. So thank you for showing up. All right. So 516 subs, and embarrassingly, 254 watch hours. I haven't, so once I got started on doing the lives, and I'm paying and not going out a lot, I didn't do a lot of videos. Richard and I did not do a lot of videos. I've got 2 that I'm working on. One I'll finish up today and it will be uploaded. And one I'm going to have to spend about 300 hours figuring out how to piece it together. We went on a drive this weekend, and part of it was live stream. We did a couple live streams, and I did video of it as well. So moderators, if you want to drop your links right now to get that out there, have great moderators. Anybody who's a moderator, those are people whose channels are fantastic. And I'm also going to give Kim in Ohio a wrench, because she's helped me a lot. You have helped me a lot, and I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody in here. So that's that. Get the links dropped so we can move on, and please go check them out. If you don't know these people, please check them out. All right, so I'm going to do a little work here now. We have a special guest. As if you saw my thumbnail video last night, could you just put a 2 T's, a TT in there? I had fun making that little shorty. I couldn't help it with the glasses. It just came to my mind. It just popped into my head. I think a lot of people, my family, are any of my family here? I don't think so. Those people, not a single one. All right, well, that's their loss. We're going to have fun anyways. So I'm going to bring up what I'd like to do first, Lorrie, is I am going to bring up, let's go find it. Here we go. I forgot to say share screen. That's what I forgot to do. I just want to show you a little bit about Lorrie and her channel. Where did my StreamYard go? There we are. Okay, we're here. I did it. All right, so Lorrie's Way. Lorrie Eden. She has, as you can see, I had this written down. Oh, 2,280 subs. And I didn't look at the watch hours, but obviously she's doing well. You're doing well, Lorrie. And this is why I wanted, you're one of the people I've been watching for a long time. Her story that I followed is a very interesting and what's the right word? Very interesting and thoughtful. That's what I would say. I enjoy Lorrie a lot. So what I'm going to do, I am going to drop a link. I'm going to get rid of this. Go back to, I'm going to drop a link. Copy it. And right here, Lorrie, when you see it, you want to grab onto that link and come on up. We'll have a little chat. And while we're getting there to that point, I have to get the right, there we go. When I see you in the basement, I will pull you up. While I'm waiting for that, so I don't really get nervous about this anymore, but because I really want to do Lorrie justice. Is that link out there? Vanderella, hello. Glad you're here. Tumbleweed, RV Life. Mike and MJ's Travels, hello. I know I dropped that link. So Lorrie, if you want to grab a hold of it. So while we're this is getting all set up, I got all dressed, and Richard and I have to go do some things this afternoon. So I have kind of like a t-shirt on, but it has some writing on it. And I have this flowy skirt, and it helps my back. And where is that link? Colette Fry, welcome. Glad you're here. I am not sure. Let's do it again. So, share the screen. No. I know how to do this. Oh, there we go. It's coming up. So, it's coming up down there. So I did do it right. Okay, Lorrie. When you're ready to come up, give me a thumbs up. So I did do it right.
Okay.
Okay, Lorrie. When you're ready to come up, give me a thumbs up. Okay.
You see me?
So I did do it right. Okay, Lorrie. When you're ready to come up, give me a thumbs up. Okay.
You see me?
So how are you doing? Okay, Lorrie. When you're ready to come up, give me a thumbs up.
You see me?
So how are you doing?
Okay.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you now.
Are you able to hear me, dear?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I just want to finish this little story. So I was so anxious about this interview, and I've interviewed lots of different people in my life, in the works that I've done in the past. And so I'm not really too worried about interviews. But I came out here, I was a skirt and a slip because I'm going somewhere else today. And I get out here and I'm standing there and I go to sit down in my chair and I grab hold of the chair. That's what I'm supposed to do. And I just had on my slip. I forgot to put on my skirt. I could not believe I couldn't believe it. So anyways, that's just So how's it going this morning?
It's pretty good. Not having to do much around the house today. So my mom went to the dentist and now my mom and dad are both napping. So I've got all the day to do whatever I want.
Oh, cool. How's your mom doing?
She's doing better. Last week she had a setback because had trouble managing the pain and different medications. She was on some, I think it was Oxycontin at the time, and she was getting really stoned and hallucinating. So we got her off that, and now she's doing better. And so she's all good.
Good. Good. I'm glad to hear that. I'm sorry for the setback, but glad to hear she's better. Yeah. All right. So Lorrie, obviously you're home. Where are you from?
I am originally from La Crosse, Wisconsin, or La Crosse, Minnesota, across the river.
There's two La Crosses.
La Crosse, Wisconsin, right on the river.
Oh, okay. We have a river that comes through Eugene as well, and I love living where there's a river coming through the town. And so you have some family there? You have children or grandchildren?
Yeah, my mom and dad are here, so I'm in their house right now. And my two oldest kids are still here in town, and my 4 grandkids with my daughter. So I've got family here.
Okay. So when people go out and want to do this, lots of I've heard that, and I have found my own. So I have had conversations with people about this on the road. How did your family take it when you said you wanted to go do this?
Oh, they were all for it. My oldest boy, which I thought would be the one that was not for it, he'd give me crap for it. But he goes, "Oh, finally, Mom, you're going to be a hippie gypsy. It's about time." So, and then my mom, she said, "Well, that's your life." She said, "That's perfect for you."
Well, that's really nice because having support does help. Not worrying about people back home being upset.
Yeah. Yeah. So they're all for
Yeah.
it. You know, they think I'm a little weird to do YouTube, but
Oh, wow. I know there's a little lag going on. I don't know that I can fix it away. Hello, Voon. Hello, Pop Drew and Voon Chili and Tumbleweed RV Life. I'm not going to really be able to pay close attention to the chat, but I just wanted to say hi. So are you full-time or part-time out on the road?
well, I'm full time. I left the road, go on the road. It'll be 3 years in October. So
Wow. Wow, that's a long time.
yeah, it doesn't seem like it because when you're out there and basically when you're doing nothing and just enjoying the company that's around,
Yep.
time just flies right by.
I imagine. Because, you know, it's just everyday life, like if you were at a house, sticks and bricks. It's just a new way of doing it.
And you meet your neighbors
Yeah.
more often when you're out on the road than you do here in the house.
That's what I've heard from many, many other RVers, van lifers, is that most of them know their neighbors that they're around in that community more than they did in their sticks and bricks.
Yep. Yeah, because, well, when you're in an RV or a van, you're usually outside a lot more. So people walk by and then you'll say hi and you just start a conversation that way. So that's how you get to meet everybody.
Yeah, it's a way to, I think, for many people to actually get more involved in community. Maybe not, maybe.
Most of them do.
So you've been on the road 3 years. Most of them?
Yeah.
Well, what made you start thinking about wanting to live this life? What was there a seed planted by someone, or did you run across somebody on, on YouTube? What happened?
Well, I've been wanting to get out of Wisconsin because of the cold weather. The winters are just brutal here, 20, 30 below, So I was looking online, trying to find cheap living down in Florida. I wanted to move down to Florida. I tried once, but custody battle ensued and all that. But so up pops one of Eric's Fanatics videos, living in an RV cheap. So then I started researching other YouTubers and living in rigs. So that got me started there. So before I left, I did about 3 years of research of different rigs and watching so many videos.
Oh, I know when I ran across, we spent about 6 months, the first 6 months watching of different channels, just hundreds and hundreds of those channels. Different, or not the channels, but hundreds and hundreds of the YouTube videos. There, we would just get enthralled with it. I didn't think Richard would get enthralled with it, but he did. He got really, because he has been out as a young man. I did not get to do that. He did it before we met, so he has more experience with it than I do. So Nomadic Fanatic was your first kind of influencer, would you say?
Yes. Well, I subbed to him, and then I did a lot of research, subbed to a lot of people. So, but yeah, it was his first video that I got the idea of living on the road. Don't regret it one.
Cool. Have there been anyone who felt like you got a connection with and you thought, man, if they can do it, I can do it too? Because I suspect that a lot of women think, this is not really something I as a woman can do alone. We're just fragile. I can't even say the word fragile for myself, but anyways, I think it could be a thing that many women feel like, for me, I'd like to do it, but I need somebody to be with me. Have you ran across other women like yourself that you felt, man, they really inspiration?
Really what?
That they really were an inspiration in getting out there and doing the van life, the nomad living.
Well, not beforehand, but once I got on the road, I went down to Florida. I just made headway, got down there as fast as I could because that's the one place I wanted to go. So, and then I met another solo woman, Vanner, and she was, you know, she was a little wacky, but she loved my van and everything. She talked about it, the life and everything. So she helped me, you know, and she was so outgoing that just hanging around with her, she got me to open up more. So it's who you meet here that really, yes, really helps you once you meet somebody else. I don't have anything to do with it now because it's a little too crazy, but
yeah, sometimes that happens, you know. So you've been on the road 3 years, and how long ago did you start your YouTube channel?
well, I started it way before I went on the road. So I've got some videos up there of me looking for an RV and stuff. So I think that was like 7 videos I put up before on the road. I think that was like 5 years ago, 5, 6 years ago. And, you know, since took them down. So I got my first initial 125 subs with those videos. And then I just stopped doing it. I did some videos when I went down to Florida, you know, over almost 3 years ago, just a few videos then. And then I stopped again. And then when I was out in Washington last summer, I started doing them again and took off from there.
So it hasn't been very long that you've been actively doing the YouTube creator stuff.
Yeah, so basically about a year now, you know, and when I went to the van last year, I did a lot of videos and that really got me going.
So it's doing the you know, you've got a lot of videos up. Yeah, I was looking at that the other night, and you do have a lot of videos, some really interesting things. So so you did a lot of research. When you were researching, thinking about doing this, was there some things that you thought are absolute necessities that I'm really going to need to have? You, as who you are, felt you needed to make sure you had in your rig, whatever that would be.
Well, I wanted to make sure I had the right rig, plenty of room, because I love clothes. So I had to have plenty of room for my clothes. And that's going to be the main thing in my next rig too. I've got to have plenty of storage because when I was downsizing and getting rid of a lot of clothes, my last trip, you know, a couple months before I started leaving, I was getting rid of everything, having rummage sales and stuff. So I filled up 25 garbage bags full of clothes. Now, some sold at the rummage sale and some were donated, you know, but 25 garbage bags full of clothes.
That's a lot of clothes, hon.
Yeah.
We've been through our closet.
The same amount too. So close to 50 bags of clothes in the last 2 years before I left.
That's a significant amount of clothes. Yeah. I went through my closet. Richard and I went through our closet, and I had a couple of the garden bags, you know, the not the regular ones, but the garden bags. I had 2 of those, and I donated them to the mission because I'm not a small lady, and women who get secondhand clothes that are larger generally get crap for clothes because they just don't have. It's just not. People don't give their clothes away, and so I give my clothes to the mission. I still have to go through, and I still have to go through again. I was just looking when I got dressed today, and I have about 25 hangers. Because when you take something off the hanger, I always put all my hangers in one place, so I know where to grab them when I'm hanging back up. And I have about 25 unused hangers. That means, and my closet is still just jam-packed full of clothes. And, I don't wear these anymore. I'm not working professionally any longer. I don't believe that I will ever do that again, the work that I did. So I have to go through and kind of purge another time. So does Richard. He doesn't think so, but he's got stuff that he needs to get rid of too.
Yeah, because when you get on the road, you don't have any
Let's
kind
see
of
here.
way.
Yeah. Well, once you got on the road, did you find that you didn't take into account certain things and you were going to need to adjust and add something or take something away?
I brought extra winter clothes because, you know, I've heard down in Florida, it does get cold down there at night because of the humidity. But when I went out to Arizona, you know, everybody's saying, oh, dry heat, you still get freezing cold at night in the desert, you know, so I had plenty of warm clothes, but then the heat struck and I wanted to wear shorts. So I think when I got home this summer, I have 2 pairs of jeans left when I had over a dozen because I cut them all off for shorts. And so, yeah, t-shirts are cut off to make tank tops because I didn't do any kind of clothes shopping the last two years because, you know, I had enough. But.
Wow. Enough for a while, huh?
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking there's one thing that I know I need. I know for a fact we're going to need a queen. So my romantic idea of a van has kind of gone because I don't think there's a big enough van for a queen size bed and living space. You know, I've seen your van many times, watched the videos. I love your van too. It's adorable. See, you have an adorable van, but you're by yourself. If I was by myself, I would probably have a van like yours. It's the extended, is it an Econoline?
No, it's a 15 passenger van. So it's an old Dodge Ram van.
Yeah. Yeah, the Dodge, the 15 passenger is in the Econoline. It's an extended, but yeah, the 15 passenger van, rip those seats out and put in a queen size bed. But then, you know, there's other things that people need. You need to be able to cook. So, so the other issue I want to talk about is safety. So before you left, did you think of a plan, a safety plan? Because the world, whether we're parked in a parking lot or going to a car or sleeping in our bed in a sticks and bricks, there's safety issues.
Right.
And I have always, you know, I thought to myself, well, if I'm in the woods, but I really do mean Richard. He's coming with me. I'm fairly certain. If we're in a vehicle in the woods and something happens, what kind of safety net do I have for myself and for Richard? What would you suggest? I mean, let me rephrase that. What's been your experience with safety issues, if at all?
None. I wasn't, I never felt threatened so far on the road, but you know, you take precautions because before I left, my parents actually got me, pepper spray and they got me a stun gun. So I have that always handy next to my bed. And then, my dad said, put fillet knives because, you know, they're thin and sharp. So I've got fillet knives all over my van. And that's what I use. You know, I've also got a knife under my pillow and one under my mattress. So I can just grab anywhere. There's a knife.
I'm terrified of knives, but I know, you know, that's one of those things that people can have easily accessible. And the spray, the pepper spray, bear spray. I'm wondering, you know, is bear spray even more potent than, you know, pepper spray? And I want to say I didn't mean to run my Patreon sticker for a while. I meant to tap Lorrie's, so I'm sorry for that. I really wanted to just keep your name running across there. So yeah, I haven't heard of many people having any issue of safety. Really, I just have not. It's been like people say it's just very safe. They don't really feel, and if they feel like, I get gut instincts pretty quickly. And if I, even if something looks safe, but I feel it in my gut that it's not safe, I'm out of there. You know, and we're going to be one of the reasons I wanted a van or a schoolie, or now a Class C is what I believe we'll end up with, is that we can just boom, get in the driver's seat and go. We don't have to get out of a like a camper or a camper trailer and get into the seat and drive. We can just go. You know, that seems like, to me, a safer way to go than pulling a bumper pull.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so that's
I just have to dump away all the stuff I have, you know, in the between the seats. Well, I don't have a second seat right now, so I just have to jump into my driver's seat if I needed to, and instead of going outside and getting into the seats. So
there you go. So a little bit more specific about, so you have a 15 passenger van. It was a 15 passenger van. And I could tell if some of you haven't seen those are huge. You know, they're just, I think they're ideal, even for a couple. I'd watched Cheap RV Living when they do the van builds for Wells. And I thought, I've had several Dodge Grand Caravans. And I thought, could Richard and I survive sleeping in a Dodge Grand Caravan build out? And I wrote Bob a message, and I asked him, I said, so do you think that you could build out, it's possible to build out here, even a Grand Caravan, in a way that a couple could live in it? And he said, honestly, no. He did not think it would be sufficient. So for two people. So we started looking at the larger vans like yours. Go look at her van on her channel. It's really cute. So where am I at? So you obviously sleep in your van. Do you have did you buy a bed and put it in there, or did you build it, or what kind of sleeping do you have in there?
When I bought the van, it was empty already, just plywood on the floor. It did have a passenger seat in there, but I since took it out, and I just made my own bed. I just made the frame and everything. Everything is all made by me.
Oh, cool. And I don't see any video of that. Is there a video building of it?
No, I think I put more of that pictures on Instagram or on my Facebook page, but I wasn't really into doing the videos at that time, because it was summer and it was hot and I was all sweaty and sticky and all that crap, you know.
Just want to get it done.
Yep.
Okay, so how do you cook, and how do you store food and keep it cold or not keep it cold? What do you do for food and eating?
Well, when I started out, I just had a cooler, so I had to buy ice. I didn't have a fridge. I just got that this last winter, given to me actually, and so I did a lot of canned goods, and every once in a while, ice in the cooler with fresh fruits and vegetables. But it was hard, so yeah, I live simple because I just have my propane stove, 2-burner propane stove, and I cook on that. And then I had the cooler, and yeah, just the real simple life, simple meals. But you can go elaborate with just 2 burners.
I don't remember
pots and pans.
Yeah, well, I don't remember. Do you have a sink in your van, or running water of any sort?
Oh, no,
sink
I have
running water.
I just have the either 3-gallon or 5-gallon jugs, and then I have a water pump on that, just a push pump, and I just have little dish tubs where I wash my dishes. And I usually do that outside.
So what about staying? Okay. What about staying clean, showering, bathing, whatever you do, wipes or whatever?
Well, baby wipes, I don't really like baby wipes, and I used to just use the water pump, and then my sink basin with a washcloth and soap and washcloth, but I do like the shower tent that I bought finally after a year being on the road, so I can just use the insecticide sprayer, you know, just pump it up, and then you got water pressure and you can take a shower.
Mhm.
So I've learned to wash my hair and shower with just 1 gallon of water.
Oh, good girl. I give that props to you there. Really. I've thought about the tent too. That was if we had gotten a van, I knew I would have to have a shower tent because I am not waiting. I'm just not able, I don't think, to go for 6 or 7 days without a shower of some sort. And so I knew I would have to have one of those. So yeah. And I've seen another lady who used to use a shower tent as well. Okay, so and the very last sensitive question, what about toileting issues? How do you handle that? I imagine there's not always a time where there's even a buck toilet or a, you know, whatever.
No, okay. I have a, I have a 5-gallon bucket, and
Okay.
I just put a Walmart bag in there, you know, it goes over. So that's my poop bucket. And then depending, I have a peanut butter jar, you know, it's about that wide, you know, that, and can stand up and just put it up there and pee in that.
Good girl. So those are questions that everybody see. Honest to God, that's information that people can use because, as I always say, I have never pooped in a bucket yet. It's yet, but when I became impassioned about this lifestyle, and I was watching Bob Wells, he made me realize I could probably poop in a bucket if necessary. Okay. So, and then I listen to other people and they get over the problems with it and just move on. It's just, you know, it's putting it aside because so many benefits from doing it, not that, but being out on the road. So yeah, thank you for sharing that, Lorrie.
You've got to experiment with it. Pretend your plumbing doesn't work at all and just figure out a way to do it.
Yeah. Well, with the showers, I have one of the handheld shower things. So I take what's a military shower most of the time, a shower where I turn it off. I just, you know, I get wet, and I turn it off and I suds up my hair and all that, and then turn it back on to just rinse off. I mean, I'm learning little bits of, you know, little things. I learned from, I think it was Box Van D, about rolling clothes, you know, rolling clothes up. And if you look for today, I've my clothes, including my sweatpants, are rolled. And I don't know, you know, I just thought I got to start doing some of these little things. All right. So, so what about out on the road? Friendships, companionships. Do you get lonely? Is it a place where people can feel like there's a sense of community, or do you have to really seek it out? Or, you know, what's been your experience with those kind of things? Friendships, loneliness, companionship?
Well, once we're out there, it depends on your personality, because I was scared of everything, still am, of meeting new people. It takes me a long time to start talking to people, you know, otherwise, because I'm a very shy person. Nowadays I am.
Yes, I know.
Getting out there, when I first went out, because I had to heal up my legs, so I stayed by myself down in Florida in a campground. You know, people were camped around me, and I just was outside my door, and they can tell when you give out a vibe, or, you know, if you're waving hi to people walking by, they come up to you. You know, if you can tell when somebody's receptive to you. And my first 3 months, you know, I said, you know, stay away from me. You know, I didn't want anybody. But when I got out there and I wanted to get involved with people, you know, you just go out and walk around, and that's when everything starts. You start meeting people. You just start a conversation. Hi, how are you doing today? Because that's the best, because when I went on the road, I wanted to meet a lot of people because I didn't have the friends around here, because the last 5 years of living here, I didn't go out. I just worked 2 jobs, and so I didn't have time for friends or anything. And that's what I wanted to do, was meet people, make friends. And after 3 months, I met a great guy, and we traveled together. He traveled with me up here after that winter, and yeah, it's so easy to meet people on the road if you're just receptive to it.
Yeah. And I know you are shy. I watched the first video you made, and what was it, about 3 seconds? I mean, it was so cute because you were just drag out of you the ability to do it. And I was sitting there thinking, okay, sweetie, you're going to get this. I promise, doing it a few times and over again. And you kept trying, you kept moving forward with doing videos. And the genesis of that, watching from the beginning to now, is night and day. Your openness, you still are shy. You're a shy by nature person. My little sister will not even get on the camera with me. She's terrified of a camera, and she's a beautiful woman. And so it's just an internal thing, an internal thing. So I'm glad that you've continued fighting that, and that you're doing it. You've won, won that battle little by little.
I'm almost there.
Yeah. So on the road, go ahead.
With RV Ashes in April, yeah, once you connect with somebody, and because me being so shy, and you connect with somebody the opposite of your personality, like I did with Lou Van Dan. I hooked up with him last summer, and he knows so many people. So many people come up to our camp when we were camping, and it's just there. You just connect because who you're with and who everybody else introduces you to. So yeah, Margie, being with Dan did help. I met you today.
Oh, other people helping. Yeah. And it's clear that friendship has probably been very positive for you.
Yeah.
In respect of opening, feeling like you could do things, because I think having like I will have Richard out with me, and he's more, his personality is not necessarily outgoing. I've got a pretty outgoing personality, so I don't have a hard friends, but I just, learning not to be intrusive on my end of it. It will be learning how not to step on other people, learning how to do things correctly within that community. Let's see. So, a couple of kind of technical questions. One of them is, have you had any issues with being able to insure your van? Because I've heard different things from different people. Vans could be a little bit difficult. How has it been for you? Is it just normal, regular insurance, or is there something special you've had to do?
I've done nothing special, because here in Wisconsin, you don't have to have your vehicle insured before you get it registered. So I don't have insurance on my vehicle. Uh-oh.
Oh, okay. Oh, no, that's all right. I mean, experience, different. I have just heard some nightmare stories about people who get certain kinds of vehicles, like a step van. They build it out, and then they use the word conversion or something like that, and they cannot find insurance for the life of them. I mean, finally they do, but sometimes it helps to know different ways people have done their insurance that has worked for them. What about medical stuff on the road, getting medication or prescriptions, or getting into a doctor? Because you don't run home to Wisconsin if you're in southern Arizona. You get sick. I mean, I'm assuming that you have to go to a doctor somewhere else.
Well, luckily in 3 years I haven't had to. Yeah, I did sprain my ankle, a couple of years ago, but mended it myself, you know, took care of it myself. So I haven't had to go to any doctor or anything like that. And plus, no health insurance here either.
Yeah. I have an insurance that's not going to cover me except for emergencies. And I've got some medical issues that I have to have monitored. And so I just, that's one of those issues that I'm trying to work out, but I have to work out before I leave, because medicine I take is kind of death medicine, and it can cause internal bleeding if my certain numbers are off. So that's, I always want to know how people are doing with their, not just me, but other people, you know, want to know how other people are doing their health insurance or their health care on the road. I want to check and see if anybody else has popped in. I want to say hi to ZX24Me. Thank you. Tumbleweed RV Life, glad you are here. Bearded Hobby Homestead. I love that name, Bearded Hobby Homestead. Linda Barker, Beyond Beauty 3. Thank you for coming, BB3. Victoria May Wallace. I'm so glad you're here. I think I saw Wonelli on here, and if you haven't had an opportunity to hit the thumbs up, please do so. I would appreciate it. It helps me. And I want to check where we're at on time. 7:50. Wow. So another technical question about your channel itself. So how long did it take you to reach 1,000 subs and 4,000 watch hours? This is one of the things many of us would like to know, what the magical answer is.
There's no magic to it, but because I just started out last summer again, I had 125 subs up until that time. And then I didn't get a lot of subs, you know, they just trickled in until the van build, because it's the title that gets the people. Because I knew, because when I was doing a lot of research, I was looking up the van build. Once I heard about the van build, I wanted to do a lot of research and see what it was like, because that's what I wanted to go see, go do. So, and I knew I was going to go there. So my title is van build of that year. That got me a lot of views, a lot of watch hours when I did those. And plus, I got over 600 new subscribers in those 2 weeks just because of the van build. And it's the titles and the gatherings of what you do. And yeah, so that did great for me.
Wow.
And with those van build videos,
oh, I'm happy for you.
A lot of watch hours, a lot of watch time with those.
That's amazing. 600 a week. Congratulations, and good for you, and for knowing you got to do those videos. I have, like I said, since I started doing live streams, I love them so much. I'll be honest, I prefer live streams over videos. I'm not in love with the editing process, because I like interacting with people, and that's just a pain in the butt, you know. And there's people who love that end of it. That's because the artistic end, and I do enjoy doing those things. But I'm like thinking the whole time, I got to get this done. I got to get this done. So yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
When I watch other people's videos, the ones I go to watch are the videos, not the live streams, because you know a lot of people do long live streams and people just don't want to watch a lot of time there, unless you know you're in that niche, sure, that little group, you know. But basically your views are going to come from the short little videos. Even though they're short times, they're going to be watched more often than the live streams, because the live streams are so long. So that's why I've never done a live stream before, because I was going after the short views, and that builds up.
Sure. Yep. Well, I've got some stuff sitting there. There's a video I'm going to have up tonight. It's really close to being done. And then, like I said, another one that's going to take about 500,000 hours to piece together. Because of how it was shown, it's going to be a pain, but it's going to get done. Do you have anything else you might want to share with the people that are watching? We have about 25 sitting here listening to you. And is there anything you might want to share that could be useful or helpful, even a couple going out on the road, or a single person, man or woman, going out on the road? What would you at the very beginning to make sure, kind of to help them get going. Not about YouTube, but just getting out on the road.
Getting out on the road. Well, I'm going to go with single women first. Everybody,
Okay.
a lot of them are scared. I was scared to death. And the thing is, you have to push yourself. It's that first day getting out there. And, you know, that's a big accomplishment. That was a big accomplishment for me. And just go by day and think of what you want to do, who you want to meet, and all that. Once you get through those day by day, is so much easier. And then, you know, couples, they got each other,
Well,
you know, as long as one's talkative, you know, get out there and just talk to everybody. You got to talk to people or be able to talk to them and let them come up to you. But yeah, that makes your whole trip, your whole life is talking to other people.
Have you ever done any of the caravans with cheap RV? I think I'm not sure if that's what it's called, where the nomads are, or the caravans are involved, where they have several that go out a year, at least before the current illness hit. Have you ever been involved in any of those?
No, to me that I didn't want to follow any rules. And then there's a lot of solo caravans with solo women and stuff. And then, you know, like following Bob Wells, his caravans, I had no interest. I wanted to just go out on my own and meet people not in groups, because at that time I wasn't into group things. But now, you know, I don't know. I don't want to follow any rules. So then I hear those caravans have rules and I don't want to.
Yeah, I'm not a good rule follower either, especially if I've decided the rule sucks or doesn't make sense. It has to really make sense in my head, and my head gets jumbled once in a while. So I'm not a big rule follower either. It's one of the reasons I want to go out on the road. Truthfully, that is one of the reasons. I'm sick to death of having to live within constraints. And you get to make a left-hand turn or a right-hand turn or a U-turn or go straight and say a thing about it. And so that's, you know, it's not that I'm an anarchist, but I do like having choices that are mine. All right, so I know that we're like tipping over to close to 12. Is there anybody that has questions for Lorrie? I want to make sure. Good-looking honky. Good-looking honky. Welcome. You're new to me. Relics and Stacked Stones. Thank you so much for coming. Nomads 365. Remember to hit that thumbs if you haven't been able to. So questions for Lorrie, please. You know, a lot was talked about today. If there's anything, we're watching.
All right, I don't see anything. See you, Peggy.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Well, first, I want to say thank you to Lorrie for coming and being here and sharing your day and your experience as a nomad woman out there on the road. I have a tremendous amount of respect for you and what you're doing and how you're doing it. And so I appreciate you coming up and sharing your life with us.
And being on here wasn't so bad. Wasn't too scary.
Thank you.
Maybe I'll get to do a live stream someday.
Good. I'm glad. I hope you do, and please make sure you let me know. I've got, you know, I love seeing people do this. I'll tell you, before I did it, it was Box Van D who got me to do it without even knowing, because I remember the very, very, very show she was on, with Blue Wave Odyssey, and with her about doing it, and she's like, oh no, I'm never going to do a live stream. Within a week she was up there, and it was a challenge, but the fact that she did it and she got over that hurdle of fear, and even though there was some glitches with technical crap, she walked through it. And I thought, if that lady can walk through it, then I probably can walk through it too. You just have to swallow the fear and turn on the camera and say, hello, my name is Lorrie. So thank you, Lorrie. I'm going to go ahead and you have a little button that says will take you down? I don't remember.
Oh, it says,
oh, go ahead. Yeah, if you want to do that. Thank you very much, Lorrie.
thank you. Thank you, Lucretia.
Just a second. Bye-bye. So could someone drop Lorrie's link for me, please? Lorrie's Way. Make sure that gets dropped. I would very much appreciate that before we leave the house today. And is there anybody who has 1,000 subs but needs their hours watched? I know that I believe Carlos on Call, Van Life with Gina Payne, Honey and Me, Jerry Hawley, and I'm going to just look here for a second. I'm going to give you a minute to, if anybody knows of somebody that really needs them ran. And while we're doing that, mods, if you want to drop your link one more time, please do so. And thank you, Going Green Mom, for putting that up there. Boo, boo, boo. Well, Tumbleweed RV Life, all right. I'm writing this down. Tumbleweed RV Life. I've got a couple of different things I can run them on. You know what, Margie, I'm still going to put it on there. RV Ashes in April. So, and also, I think there's something going on at 6 o'clock tonight. Does anybody know who's going live at 6 o'clock tonight that has announced it today? Because I wrote it down somewhere and I've lost it. All right, so thank you all for coming. Man, I could go on all day long with this, but I do believe, and does anybody know who comes after who we might be raiding? Because that would be nice to be able to do for someone, because I've had it done for, I have it done for me. Roy and Becky raid me every Monday and Thursday, and I'll be back again Thursday with news or not news, some funny stuff going on out there in the world. All right. Okay, 6 Eastern. So 6 Eastern is Lucky Dog Productions moderator. And so that's 3 o'clock Pacific, which is my time, and 6 o'clock Eastern. All right. Well, you guys all have a great day. I so appreciate you coming and hanging out for a while. And I am deeply grateful to Lorrie for putting her fear aside and stepping up here. It's my first interview on YouTube. So I had a first and Lorrie had a first. So I hope you guys got something out of it. And I hope that you have wonderful next 2 days or 3 days till I see you again. All right. God bless and take care of yourselves. Stay safe and stay healthy.